What is going on, gang? Hope you're all doing well. So I got a couple things to report to you. Okay, and I want to share. I was just on the Hector's and Grace's tandem over there at the Uptown Sports and Yankees Morning Brewers over there with TC Steels as well. And we were talking about Roki Sasaki and talking about Luis Arias and so on and so forth. And we talked about it as well. But this is a report that came out today. I'm going to read it right from the report, okay? I'm looking to see if there's more meat on the bone. Looking to see who else corroborates this. So take this with a grain of salt. I'm doing the same thing. Okay, and shout out to everybody in the chat, by the way. This is what it says. Source: the New York Yankees are, if not the only East Coast team that right-handed pitcher Roki Sasaki is seriously considering as in the free agent process. A large bonus pool, a good pitch, and the allure of the pinstripes, in which many Japanese players have succeeded, are all selling points. So at this point, this report suggests that the Yankees. It sounds like the Yankees might be the only East Coast team that the Yankees are considering at this point. Meaning, the Mets might be out, the Red Sox might be out, right? So that could be, I like that the Yankees are confident in their ability to get him and stuff, but that's not newsworthy to me. This is newsworthy, and to me, why is that? I put out a video yesterday, a short, and I had to credit Hector for this. I'm speaking to a baseball person, Major League Baseball person, and he suggested, when he reported, I should say, that the new Japanese owner for the Yankees, the minority owner, I can't pronounce his name, but he is in significantly on the Roki Sasaki sweepstakes negotiations and discussions. He was not in last year on the Yamamoto discussions. That is newsworthy, okay? That's significant. And again, maybe it leads to the increased confidence. Maybe it leads to, and again, we know that we have litigation going on with the Padres right now, with the owner recently passed away. His wife wants to keep the team there. I think the siblings want to relocate the team. So there's a lot of chaos going on right now, which could lead to Roki Sasaki not wanting to be part of that chaos. And I already said I'm not sold on him going into the Dodgers. It could still happen. He could go to the Dodgers, but I'm not sold on it. Okay? Shout out to everybody in the chat, by the way. But that's the one piece of news I wanted to get to you right now. Okay? That this adds to the Roki Sasaki and the Yankees connection. And again, I'm waiting for corroboration on this. So if I get more corroboration, you'll get it. So if anybody in here that's not subscribed to this channel, hit that button right now and make sure you turn on your notifications. I don't want you to miss this stuff, because we're going to find out maybe in a little over a week of where Roki Sasaki is going. But the chances are slowly increasing each day that he could come to the Yankees, which could be a pretty significant happening here. So I like that. That encourages me, and I hope it encourages you too. Okay, now, possibility Clemenza, Rex Ryan. I don't know how I feel about that, man. But he could definitely throw. He already said he's going to do away with the Aaron Rodgers Country Club environment, which is way too much catering to Aaron Rodgers. So I've said that repeatedly too. So, yeah, the LA Fires could play a factor as well. I mean, it's just the Fires. I mean, the wind gusts, and I've been there, and the wind gusts really, really play a major part that could just cause the Fires to expand really quickly and basically just rip through a town, unfortunately. So that's crazy. Speaking of, anybody's asking about the reservations, the renovations, we're getting there. We added 10 rooms to my house, so my father-in-law's upstairs right now, puttying and spackling, and we got some painting to do, and we have to paint the trim on the bottom so we can put the carpeting down, and this is phase 1. This is the first 5 rooms. Phase 2 is on the other side. It's framed out and everything. That's not. It's not even insulated, and we don't have the plumbing and the electricity on that side yet either. So that's the next step. I wanted to get phase 1 done for my daughters. So, and the Cardinals are close to extending Brendan Dunman, which is a gut punch for me, but maybe it suggests, and I don't know, maybe it suggests, and I'm going to take a look and see if we have no, nothing yet. Nothing yet. They're close to a multi-year extension for Brendan Donovan. And today is also the arbitration deadline. And let me see if Luis Arias, who we've been talking about, because he's in his final year of arbitration as well. So let's see if he's agreed already. Padres, Phillies, Luis Arias, not yet. Let me see if any Yankees have taken care of their arbitration. Trent Grisham, yep, $5 million. We know that already. JT Brubaker, we know that too, $1.82 million. We're still waiting to hear on Scotty Frost, Clark Schmidt, Mark Leiter Jr., Jazz Chisholm, and Devin Williams. We're still waiting on to hear from 5 more guys. So, how do I see a Sasaki signing? What's up, Talbot? How do I see a Sasaki sign affecting the Yankees' plans? Well, I said this. I would not trade Schmidt, Ken, personally. Stroman, I think, is the bigger play to move right now for payroll reasons. I would not, and I'll repeat this, and people may not agree with me or not, but I would start Sasaki in the bullpen and then work him towards being a starter. If you look at his, and I'm going to pull up his stats here, okay? I'm just going to show you. He has, one of the things, the difference between him and Yamamoto, okay? Sasaki throws harder. He's got better stuff, yes, better strikeout stuff. But Yamamoto has a longer track record of innings pitched, okay? And let me pull this up here. Let me pull up his stats. Yes, he's 23 years old, okay? But his innings pitched, okay, here we go. 83, 63, 20, 129, 91 in this past year, 111. So he's not throwing more than 129 innings in any season ever. And the 129 was in 2022, 2 years ago. So it just goes to show he needs to continue to build that. And again, I understand the appeal of a 6-man rotation, but a 6-man rotation might throw off everybody else. And I don't think they want to do that. So I would start him in a bullpen, kind of like Michael King, work his way up to being a starter. And for that reason, I would keep Clark Schmidt. Okay? And the fact of the matter is, one of the only guys I would trade Clark Schmidt for, Brendan Dunneman, is about to get extended by the Cardinals. So there's that. Yeah, I wouldn't job the rules him either. I would have a clear plan. Okay? A very clear plan on, we want to have you in the rotation by 2026 or something like that. We're going to phase you in there or whatever it might be. You're getting him for 6 years on the cheap. So you want to do it the right way. And if you keep him healthy, okay, he can be great. And if for some reason he's not a fit, the fact that he's on the cheap also makes him tradable. And you can probably get a haul back for him if that happens. Well, I hope it wouldn't happen, but that's a possibility too. Wish the Flash is in the building. We're live for Beagles here. Mark. But that's what I was talking about with Hector and Grayson Steels on their stream as well. I mean, the Roki Sasaki advantage right now, the Roki Sasaki kind of like openings, and I think the Yankees are doing the right thing here. Be kind of playing coy and playing quiet. A lot of the trolls are going to be the trolls and say he's going to go to Dodgers, he's going to go to Mets. Go right ahead, just keep saying it. It's fine, okay. And the same thing here too, Talbot. I would only trade Schmidt for a really good bat. And what bats are available? Nobody worth at a position that we need. I mean, we need an infielder. Brendan Dunneman's not available. Ryan McMahon's not available. So, and I'm not trading him for Carlos Correa. Sorry, but I'm not. If Carlos Correa didn't have 4 option years beyond the 4 years, his guaranteed years, then I would consider it. But essentially, if you trade him, there's a chance you could be having him for 8 years. And I am very hesitant on that. Brendan Rodgers is a decent option. He's a decent defender, but he has a hard time hitting lefties. So if I had to choose Arias or Brendan Rodgers, I'm going with Arias because Arias is fit here and his skill set is more applicable to the Yankees' needs right now. So, and that's the thing. It's true. This is a good point too, where Schmidt can make names available that aren't right now. And my guess is if the Yankees get Roki Sasaki, then maybe Brian Cashman will start making phone calls on Clark Schmidt. Not until then, right? So, I'm wait and see. We'll wait and see what happens. But I like the spot that the Yankees are in right now, just quietly lurking. And if he happens to get him, that's a big get for the Yankees, and it would have no small, part. This Japanese minority owner would have played no small part in it. He would be a significant player in this. So, And again, I said, Oswaldo Cabrera. The Yankees are fielding a lot of calls right now on Oswaldo Cabrera too. So I haven't seen details on which teams yet. So, but he could play a factor as well. You could probably trade him. Let's just say you traded him. Would you trade him to the Marlins for Andrew Nardi? Got 4 years of control, power lefty reliever. Would you do that? Right, and that might be a worthwhile venture. So, and it would also free up a spot for Oswald Peraza. So, would I trade Cabrera? It wouldn't cost that much, Mike. Schmidt, Peraza, and Cabrera for Nico Horner. That's too much for Nico Horner, Mike. I like Nico Horner, but somehow, for some reason, it doesn't seem available. Just like Michael Massey, he's not available yet either. The Reds traded for Gavin Lux, but they haven't put Massey on the block. Okay, maybe again, there's only one person that there's one person that knows more than the beat writers, and that's Brian Cashman. He's the guy making a phone calls to other agents and GMs to find out who's available. Is this guy available? What do you want for him? And so on. So, Oswaldo could be paired with Schmidt for Donovan. Yeah, it could be, but if the Cardinals are going to be extending Donovan, I think that probably means that they're more likely going to be trading Nolan Arenado, and Donovan's going to replace him at third base. And that's the key. And again, if you're going to trade Schmidt, I want to trade him for a bat. If I'm going to trade Oswaldo Cabrera, I'm going to trade him for a controllable arm. That's the way I'm looking at it. So, and again, also Roki Sasaki does not hamper the Yankees' ability to add to the bullpen. Doesn't hamper their ability to add a bat. Those have to happen regardless. And it sounds like they will add a lefty bat. A lefty arm in the bullpen, maybe two. So, which leads me to also to believe that I don't think Tommy Kahnle is going to be coming back. I like Tommy Kahnle. I like this fit. He was a great clubhouse guy, but I don't think he'll be back because of the fact that I think the Yankees need a lefty arm. They don't have any lefties. So, yeah, I just talked about a report on Sasaki, John S. And I'm gonna read this out again. Okay, I'm looking for more corroboration on this. I said. So I'm waiting to see if there's more. This has more meat to the bone. But it says source: the New York Yankees. It seems to be the only East Coast team. Right-handed pitcher Roki Sasaki is seriously considering in his free agent process. A large bonus pool, a good pitch, and the allure of the pinstripes, in which many Japanese players have succeeded in, are all the selling points. So it's based on this report, and like I said, I'm waiting for more corroboration on this. Based on this report, it looks like the Yankees are. This could mean the Mets are out. It could mean the Red Sox are out. And if that's the case, that's significant. That's significant. Yeah, we're going to hear. It's going to take almost another week to hear about where Roki Sasaki's going. He's just waiting out the process, and that's his right to do. He's also waiting for the money to reset for all teams. They're going to reset their international money. Okay. Report is from Tom Smith. He's kind of a baseball guy. That's why I'm waiting for more corroboration on this. And I also asked him who the source is. I'm waiting for that too. So Mark's so saucy. What's good, my man? Shout out to everybody in the chat. Keep hitting them like buttons, gang. We got 250 people. Let's get over 200 likes as quickly as we can. I appreciate it. While we're hearing Willie Bill that he won't sign until at least the 15th. That's when the money resets for all teams anyway. Or at least reach agreement, and then obviously he'll get a pass a physical, and then he'll officially be signed. So, got him predicted us Padres. I figured there's no way. Yeah, yeah. Sasaki isn't thrown 129 max, and that was 2022. He's never thrown more. He's thrown 111 this past year, which is why I would start him in the bullpen or a long relief, and then work him up to becoming a starter. That's where he's going to get paid as much anyway. So, Jonah, what's happening? This is it, Tyler. That's why I put out that my multiplayer trade video. Was it yesterday or the day before? And, each trade had an infielder and a lefty reliever because those are the two most prominent needs right now for the Yankees. So they're looking to fill that one more infield spot and add a bat to the lineup. And they're looking to add a lefty reliever or two. So, what if if he does, I'd be surprised if he doesn't sign an extension. But if they're close, I don't even think they'd be close, Cadzilla, if he didn't like it. But you never know. You never know. Sasaki's had a little bit of injuries, Christopher. A little bit. Yeah, Arise. I would take Yuki over Wandy because Yuki's got more years. Wandy's, I think, he's got 3 years at $4 million per left. Yuki's, I think, got 4 or 5 years, and he would represent the bigger payroll drop. You know, if we're because they're interested in Marcus Stroman, the easier way to even up the salaries back and forth would be to add Yuki instead of Wandy. Jesse, what's good, Jesse? What is good? So, and again, remember, transitioning from the NPB in Japan to the majors is an important factor too. So, you know, even 129 in Japan, 130 in major leagues is a step up, is a transition in itself. You're going to go to 160 in the majors. That could be tough. That could be tough. So I would be careful with Roki Sasaki bringing him. I would want to be smart with, you know, his health and preserve that big arm and make sure that he becomes a valuable weapon here for the Yankees. But we got to get him here first. Why do you think it's taking so long? The market hasn't materialized. I think, you know, Joseph, the same thing happened last year, too, when the Yankees and the Padres are going back and forth, you know, Preller and Cashman for Juan Soto. I mean, they didn't make the trade until the Yankees added Michael King. So, but now we're hearing openly that the Padres are interested in Marcus Stroman. So this could line up nicely for the Yankees. The baseballs are lighter in Japan. Yes, they are. So there's a transition. And there is a transition from Japan to the majors. So Tim Hill, the Yankees are still working on bringing. I think he'd probably be one of the lefties that they bring back. And I've heard Andrew Chafin. I've also heard they're interested in Tanner Scott. So we'll see. They've got to clear more payroll to get Tanner Scott here, though. Those are the two pieces of news. I mean, that's pretty significant, Roki Sasaki, if it winds up being true. But I did hear about you know, and corroborating reporting too about you know, the Japanese owner playing a major part in the Roki Sasaki negotiations, where he did not last year with Yamamoto. So that's telling also. We don't know. I mean, the Rockies. Yes, yeah. Right now, MLBTradeRumors.com. Oswaldo Cabrera drawing trade interest. Right here, that just came up on MLBTradeRumors.com. Yep. Ryan McMahon, as far as we know, is not available right now. So the Padres are interested in Marcus Stroman, yes. So Stroman and Grisham, they might trade Grisham elsewhere. Maybe Grisham for Nardi or Oswaldo for Nardi, one of these guys. You know, but if they trade these guys to the Padres, then they're getting a rise. They're not trading them to the Padres for not getting a rise. So my preference, next winter, honestly, if I had to choose between Tucker and Vlad, probably Vlad because he's younger. But Steels, what's up, brother? I like Blood. Believe me, I like Cabrera too. But that just came out right now. Ooh, hold on one second. Yeah, let me get. Hang on. I'm going to get Hector on here right now because he can corroborate the reporting on the Japanese owner coming here and being a part of the Roki Sasaki discussions here. All right, I just forwarded. Hector's going to come on in a second here. The Mets are in on Verdugo. We're waiting to see, John, if Arias goes to the Yankees. He makes the most sense right now. He does make a lot of sense. Yeah, I'm telling you. Yamamoto probably did make his mind. He'd make up his mind. And again, like, Roki Sasaki seems to be a little bit different than Yamamoto. Marshall, what's good? Talbot. 101 likes, John. All right. Keep hitting them like buttons again. We got 290 people in here. Let's try it. Everybody just tap that thumbs up if you don't mind. Let's get past 200 likes as quickly as we can. But that's the two pieces of news right now. Okay, and I'm going to get a little corroboration from Hector here once he comes on too. Pray to Peraza. Yeah, I mean, Peraza's not drawing trade interest right now the way Cabrera is, mainly because Peraza is out of options. He has no options. So he has to either play or be traded or released. And that's it. So if he gets signed by another team, he doesn't get his options reset. Once you're out of options, you're out of options. So, and that's the key. But yeah, I mean, tell him, Steels. Forget it bad. If you do Roki and Arias, man, this team. Now, folks are asking if you get Arias, and if you get Roki, does that make Clark Schmidt expendable? Yeah. Steels, what's your take on it, man? What do you think, dude? Let me see. 125 likes. All right. Verdugo's not going to be the fourth outfield option, Victor. Because right now we have Trent Grisham. They also got Brennan Davis here, who's another guy with controllable years, who's got some power potential too. So, Steels, if you want to hop on too, I sent you the link. Yeah, I mean, the players that have had an option added. It wasn't Peraza. There goes my man Hector from Uptown Sports in the Morning Brews in the building.
Yes, sir. Can you hear me? Am I good?
We were just on there with him and Grace and Steele's talking about Roki, talking about Arias, and I wanted to get your collaboration. Maybe you can give us a little bit more insight. So you were speaking to somebody who elaborated yesterday about the Japanese owner being in on Roki Sasaki that wasn't on Yamamoto. What can you add to that, bro?
Yeah, well, first, thank you for the invite. I had a meeting that I was supposed to be in. They literally messaged me like right after I finished the show, like, oh, we got to move it back 30 minutes. So I was like, this is perfect. I could join my guy, Jason. So always appreciate you. And shout out to the Mafia in the building. Jesse's in the building. Blaze is in the building. Paranormal in the fun house. I like this collab, Yankees Morning Brew over to the 161. But no, like you said, again, shout out to
trade just happened. Dodgers just traded Diego Cartaya to the Twins. The Twins are sending minor league Jose Vasquez back to Los Angeles. Look at that, Cartaya. Just got traded.
Didn't they get rid of? I thought they waived Cartaya. He was the top prospect.
They DFA'd him.
Oh, okay.
No, my man Steels is in the house. Yeah, we just got a trade to report here. The Dodgers just traded Diego Cartaya to the Twins. He used to be the number one prospect 2 years ago. He was a catcher. He was like top 30 in all of MLB. So I was hoping that he would fall to the Yankees.
That's what I was thinking.
As a backup catcher option, but that's a good get for the Twins, who clearly are not really doing much else. So, what's your guys' take on Sasaki right now, and the news that we're hearing? And if you didn't hear, I shared with Hector earlier that there's a report that came out, and I'm looking to see if there's more meat on the bone, that the Yankees apparently are the only East Coast team now that he's considering. Which, if that's the case, the Mets are out, the Red Sox are out. That's significant. So that's significant. What's your take on it, guys?
Just wanted to add on, like I was saying, again, speaking to a senior Latino baseball writer yesterday who is connected with both the Yankees and Mets. I respect this guy tremendously. Since I met him, he's been awesome, especially with the information he has given. He's told me that last year with the Yamamoto conversations that this dude Swimi Imanari wasn't involved with the Yamamoto conversations like he is with the Roki situation right now when it comes to the pitch. When he purchased his minority ownership with the Yankees, the reason why he wanted to do it and the Yankees wanted to do it was so this guy could be the bridge that connects the New York Yankees with not only the Japanese market, but with the Japanese athletes that are coming over into Major League Baseball. I'm not sure how the logistics worked out. And my guy that I spoke to yesterday doesn't know as well, because when he brought his shares in 2023, how long did he have to wait before he could actually be a part of anything at the big league level, any conversations? So there may have been a waiting time or a waiting period for Sweeney before he could get involved in any of the day-to-day operations. It's the same thing that happened with the New York Knicks and like Leon Rose and Worldwide West. You remember that, Jason, when Leon Rose and Worldwide West came over to the New York Knicks. They came at the beginning, in the middle of the season, but Worldwide West had to wait some time before he could be involved as the president or get his title because of his dealings that he had. I don't know. It was a lot of stuff that makes my brain hurt thinking about it. But when it comes to Roki, like you said, the report had it out there that the Yankees are the only East Coast team that he's looking at. I reported it on the show after you left. Roki Sasaki has videos on Instagram. I was going to ask you, He's at a college in LA. TC, I'll pay for your Uber to go over there so you could give this man a Yankee jersey. You could convince him. I'll find the name of the college right now for you. But he's in LA right now, getting his work in. You know, he still has to get his work in. He has to do his throwing routines and stuff. So he's doing that right now while waiting for January 15th. So like I said, like the Yamamoto situation, don't get your hopes up. Right, we all got our hopes up last year with Yamamoto. The Yankees could feel as confident as they want. They could tell everybody that they feel confident. All these inside sources could say this, that, and the third, but just take it all with a grain of salt. You never know what happens until the notification hits your phone.
Yeah, take it with a grain of salt. Definitely take it with a grain of salt. What's your take, Steels?
Yeah, I mean, piggyback on what Hector said. I mean, we're not going to get our hopes up. It's probably a good thing that we shouldn't count on that, because if it comes, then hey, what a bonus that is.
Yeah.
I mean, we're already set. I mean, our pitching is great. I think we have a lot of pitching depth. As soon as we get rid of Stroman and figure out, what happens in the bullpen, but getting Roki would be amazing. I mean, that rotation, like you said on another show, you could start him out in the bullpen. You don't need to really stress him out. And put him on, center stage as a, number one, number two guy. He can learn from. That's what we have going for us is Matt Blake, in development. That's one thing that, the Dodgers don't have and the Padres don't have. He's looking to develop, and Matt Blake has a huge resume.
Yes, he does.
Avoiding a huge resume on the Guardians and the Yankees of guys that he's developed, traded off, gone elsewhere, done very well. And, our team, we got Weaver, Clay Holmes, he developed, there's a lot of guys that he's worked with. And, Roki's he's not a finished product. He's got talent, but he's not finished. So, Matt Blake could fine tune him. And I could just imagine the postseason to stick it to the Dodgers and have Roki facing them and closing them out. Wouldn't that be? Oh my God! Wouldn't that be awesome?
Boy, if I could add to your point too, the Yankees, their rotation makes it easier for them to start him in the bullpen.
Yeah,
they have depth in their rotation.
Yeah, that's also an option. Also,
so keep smacking them. We've got 151 likes, gang. Appreciate all. And by the way,
smack that like button. We got over 300 people in the building rocking out right now. My guy Jason is sitting on 22K subs. Let's get to 25K before spring training. I'm sorry, Jason. I just feel it's just natural. My apologies.
Appreciate it. Now, if anybody is in California, hope you're all safe. The fire Steel's out there in California right now, so you can relate. So
I'm a ways from the fire, but I mean, I'm seeing it every day on the news. It's even over some of the hills, we're starting to see some smoke, but it's it's bad. Pray for the firefighters. Pray for all those in the heart of LA, in the hills, and it's just awful. This is the worst I've ever seen it. I mean, I've been out here basically all my life, and this is pretty bad.
Yeah, Jason, I just wanted to add in one more point, right? Because this is something that I added in after you left. When it comes to the Yankees, a lot of people, especially over the past 4 or 5 years, have been saying that the Yankees don't develop starting pitching, right? That's the one issue that the Yankees have at the minor league level. We don't develop starting pitching, and that's the issue that Brian Cashman have to resolve. Folks in the chat that have been saying that, Jason, over the past 4 or 5 years, the Yankees have traded up to 30 pitching prospects and moves that Brian Cashman's have made. 30 different pitching prospects have moved over the past 4 or 5 years. And has any of those pitching prospects become an all-star, become a Cy Young winner, a Cy Young candidate? No, we don't know what these prospects are. These prospects, at the end of the day, they're just lottery tickets. You just hope that you have the winning one. So as much as I want Will Warren, we've interviewed Will Warren. As much as I want Will Warren to blossom into a starter with the New York Yankees, if a trade is out there that presents itself, that makes our team better, we have to go out there and make our team better. Remember, prospects are just prospects. You just hope that you have the one that's going to be the winning person at the ball. That's all it is.
And to your point, too, this report that Sasaki, pitching coach Hefner, and first of all, what pitching lab? First of all, Yankees had the rookie of the year this year, the Cy Young last year. And we're talking about the Mets pitching lab?
To be fair, I think what Blaze is talking about, the Mets, they do have a very competent
It's not a knock on you,
coaching
Blaze.
staff, and yeah, that's not a knock on you, Blaze, as well. It's not, because a lot of people have been saying that, right? It's more of the Mets training staff and their analytics with the pitching side of things. Because look at what happened with Soren Minaya. Went
He did
over
a
to
good
the
job,
Mets. They were able to work out his kinks that he had. Luis Severino was finally able to be healthy, pitch 30 games for the first time in how many years? So from the health side, the coaching side, the training side of it, the Mets have something there. But I wouldn't go far as saying a pitching a factory like some people have been saying. But they did improve Minaya and Sevi, though. I gotta say that.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. There's no denying that. I mean, but we have a pitching lab too. His name starts with M and rhymes with at Blake. Matt Blake, right? So that's our pitching lab. And, you know, we have a lot of pitching. We've drafted a lot of pitchers over the last couple of years too. So a lot of development is going to be happening with the Yankees. And again, the Yankees are no less of a pitching lab than the Mets are, and vice versa. They both, you know, but to the Yankees' credit, they won the Rookie of the Year this year with Luis Hill, Cy Young last year with Garrett Cole. So they're as good as the Mets are.
Mm-hmm.
They also have a deeper rotation and a deeper bullpen.
Oh, we just got some news. This is coming from Andy Martino. Andy Martino put it out there. The Yankees are not involved in any trade discussions with San Diego for the two-time batting champion Luis Arraez and are not expected to pursue him, according to Andy Martino. So everybody's dreams that we've been having over the past 24 hours, they've just been shitted on.
Anything can happen. You know, we were joking about, you know, LA Yankee King brought up Michael Massey, right, from the Reds.
Yeah.
He could become available. I talked about him the other day because they have Gavin Lux now, so one of them guys is going to become available. So who, I don't know, but like, does Nico Horner become available again? Because he could be a leadoff hitter. So, and again, that doesn't necessarily mean this happened last year too. Oh, the Soto talks are dead, and all of a sudden, Yankees added Michael King. Soto was a Yankee.
Yeah,
could the Reds flip Gavin Lux to us? Maybe
they could. I would be surprised, but they could.
Yeah,
they very well could.
If we give them a good package.
Yeah. Kansas City, not. Oh, what am I saying? Not Massey. Excuse me. Not Massey was Kansas City. That's right. I'm talking about the other guy from Kansas, from the Cincinnati Reds. Hold on. I have his name in my book right here. Give me 1 second.
What are you talking about? Because they traded India already to Kansas City.
India went to Kansas City.
Yeah, Massey plays for the Royals. What the hell is his name? Not Massey. You're right. Massey's with the Royals. He's another guy. Like, I don't think he might be I don't think that Jonathan India is going to come here to learn the outfield. I think he's going to come here and play second base. Jonathan India. Massey could become available, but there's a couple of guys from the Cincinnati Reds who could become expendable.
Hardy?
Gavin Lux. Not Massey.
About Hardy?
Spencer Steer. Excuse me. Spencer Steer.
Yeah, right.
Matt McClain.
Yes.
Matt McClain and Spencer Steer. Those are the guys. Massey's one from the Royals.
Yeah, Ken was saying Hardy.
Who's that?
Sorry.
Someone
Ken in the chat. Shout out to Ken in the chat was saying Hardy. I'm trying to figure out who's the Hardy he's talking about.
I don't know. Candelario.
Okay.
No. They could flip a report. Yeah, I mean, I'd be surprised if they flip Lux, but I wouldn't complain if they did. But Hardy boys. We got to.
If they need pitching, we give them Stroman and Warren or something. You know, hey, we could do that.
Yeah, I mean, the Reds could use another pitcher, even though they've added Singer. They could use more pitching. Yeah, Tito always does a good job over there, Frank Conn, when he has a good pitching staff. So wherever he is, he's a good manager. Candelario, I don't see he's a fit. I mean, I don't think he's. And I would go for Steer or McClain if I could, but I would go for Massey too. Massey's got 4 years of control. And I think at this point, Cashman's going to want to trade for controllable years, right? I understand if Arraez doesn't come, but I would not complain if he did, because like he said too, 200 hits this year, 30 plus doubles.
Got some breaking news that the New York Yankees just put it out. The New York Yankees just announced, folks, get ready. Billy Joe and Rod Stewart will be performing at Yankee Stadium. So get ready to buy your tickets. Billy Joe would make music history, being the first musical act to perform at the original Yankee Stadium and the new Yankee Stadium. So everyone's dreams are being answered. No, we don't got Luis Ariz. We don't have a leadoff hitter, but we got fucking Billy Joe at Yankee Stadium. Folks, get ready to buy your tickets. Season tickets are sold. Shout out to Billy Joe.
Yeah.
I love it.
Man. Great.
I love
Thank you. Thanks, Yankees.
It's those 60-year-old guys over here to play, man. Rock their house.
I think Graham put it in the chat on my show earlier. I didn't see it. I just saw it on Twitter right now looking for news.
It's good news, man. Let's get Mick Jagger here. We can get somebody in his 80s to perform for the Yankee fans. So
yeah.
Let's get the Rolling Stones, man. But I mean, what do you guys think about the Yankees taking? They're fielding multiple calls. I don't know if you heard the Steelers, but they're fielding multiple calls on Oswaldo Cabrera right now. He's drawing a lot of trade interest right now. So, and this just got put on MLBTradeRumors.com now. So he's generating. I'm gonna pull.
I don't know what we could get back for him. I'm not sure what the haul is. I mean, he's not a big time starter, so I don't know what.
Well, how about to the Marlins for somebody like Andrew Nardi?
Who you talking about? What starter?
Oswaldo Cabrera.
Oh,
how about to the Marlins for Andrew Nardi? He's got 4 years of control.
He's a good bench piece. Our bench is weak as it is, and
yeah, I was about to say unless if we flip Oswaldo and if we're able to flip Marcus Stroman, that leaves the Yankees money that they could go out there and sign Kike Hernandez. But I think Kike is going to go back with the Dodgers. Yeah. I do think Kike is going to wind up eventually going back with the Dodgers. When he came over to the East Coast, it didn't work out with the Boston Red Sox. As soon as he went back to the Dodgers, he just loves it in LA, you know. And shout out to my Boricua brother. I would love Kike Hernandez over here with the New York Yankees. He has the same nickname and name as my uncle who passed away, Kike. So I just see him going back with the Dodgers.
Okay, and Cody Bellinger mentioned him as a valuable mentor to him when he was with the Dodgers. So he credited Kike for his part of his development. So, like, if Kike did come here, maybe he has a Yankees connection.
Christian just put in the chat, Fat Joe is going to catch Kike if he comes out here. Yeah, because Kike was talking about Fat Joe.
Bellinger
Fat Joe's not allowed at the stadium anymore.
Shit. Oh my God, the energy was dead when he performed that day, man. I don't know what happened. Man. Bellinger does look. I don't know. Yeah, but like, if you were to move Cabrera, where would you move him, and who would you move him for? That like people are saying, if Roki comes here, then do they trade Schmidt? I wouldn't, because I'm going to start Roki in the bullpen. But
I mean, would he bring back a big time lefty in the bullpen? Maybe. I don't know what. I mean, he's not going to bring back a starting second baseman.
Well, that's the thing. If I'm trading Schmidt, I want a guy, a bat with controllable years. So I'm trading Cabrera. I want an arm for. It's got to be controllable years.
Yeah.
Oswaldo's got 4 controllable years left. That's value, man.
Mm-hmm.
He is our top utility guy. Like, he's our Swiss Army knife here, man. It's tough to replace.
I'd rather give up Peraza or Pereira or someone like that.
Yeah, I mean, who else is it? Like Jorge Polanco is available now. Would they bring him in to replace Oswaldo Cabrera, or Ha-Seong Kim? But he's going to cost $10 million, Ha-Seong Kim. So I don't know.
Do you think, Jason? Do you think that they're holding up all these, talks about getting a second baseman until Roki is finally signed? Do you think this is a holdup?
I think so, because I think Roki is, once teams find out where Roki's going, they're gonna pivot quickly. Now that I'm not spending on Roki, I'm gonna go after this. I'm gonna go after Jack Flaherty. I'm gonna go after, and if I go after Jack Flaherty, do I have enough money left for a bat, and so on and so forth. I expect like Jack Flaherty and what's that other guy from the Nick Pivetta, those guys to sign relatively quickly once Roki's done. I think Roki's kind of holding up the rest of the pitching market.
But Bregman and Alonso, you think finally will get signed?
Bregman and Alonso at some point too. Yeah, I think them having a qualifying offer hurts them more than Roki's hurts them. Just like Nick Pivetta, he's got a freaking QO. He won 9 games last year. He's got a QO attached to him. Like, but he's either going to go back to the Red Sox or somebody's going to take it in the butt and sign him. So
I just think right now, when it comes to just free agency, I think everything is on a pause until Roki signs.
Yeah.
And I think 50-50 is good and it's bad for the sport of baseball. One, it builds up the storylines, it builds up the rumors, it builds up the news, it builds up the conversations, which I think is good, especially when there's nothing else to talk about. So it's good to be able to have these conversations, link up with the chat, be on Twitter with people. It's good from that aspect. But where I think it's bad is that right now, you have players like Pete Alonso who may be looking at the same mistake that Jordan Montgomery and Blake Snell did last year. Apparently, Scott Boras is looking for 9 years, $216 million for Pete Alonso, what Prince Fielder got, right? And Pete Alonso is not getting what Prince Fielder got. When Prince Fielder was a free agent, he was 28 years old, 2 years younger than Pete Alonso. And then on top of it, Prince Fielder, I think he finished second that year and the National League MVP behind Albert Pujols. When you look at the National League MVP, Pete Alonso wasn't in the top 5, let alone being runner-up for MVP. So I think it's a mistake that Pete Alonso is doing. He should try to secure his bag ASAP. But again, I think teams are waiting to see what happens with Roki. And as soon as Roki announces where he's going to go, I think all the other dominoes are going to fall on the board.
Yeah, and back to your point too, when Prince Fielder was getting that deal, I don't think there were this much penalties attached to a qualifying offer than they are now. Like 2 draft picks and international money, that's a shitload of penalties attached to a qualifying offer. So
yeah,
now like Talbot, having Boris and a qualifying offer, that's a double dick punch, right? It really is. Like Boris wants you to mortgage the future, and you got to give up all the rest of this stuff too. So that's tough, man. Alonso is not Lou Gehrig, and Bregman is not, Brooks Robinson. So, or he's not even A-Rod. So it's tough. It really is tough. So these guys they're probably going to have to take a lesser deal.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. And they've already turned down big deals. Bregman turned down 6 years, 156 or something like that. And Alonso turned down 7 years, 158. And it looks like it could be turned out to be mistakes. I'm going to turn out that money.
Could be. What about Ha-Seong Kim on the Padres? Why can't we? Why don't we sign him?
He's a free agent. He's coming off shoulder surgery, so I get like the hesitation there. But he could also be a leadoff hitter. He's got contact. He's got some speed,
better defense, more speed than Arise. I mean, if people are complaining about that, there you go. I mean, you got he's not a 300 plus hitter, but I think he'd be fine at a leadoff spot.
I think so too. And he's got, the other things that people are criticizing Arias for not having, some power and some good defense and all that stuff. So better all around. Yeah, Luis Arias's one superpower is better than his. I get it. So I wouldn't complain if either one came here. But I think the Yankees have to
play short as well, right? I mean, he could give Volpe some days off. Volpe's had hardly any days off last year. True.
And again, the thing too, they would have to clear off probably Stroman and Grisham's pay off the pay in order to make it happen. So we'll see what happens. But again, I know some people are saying that Yankees aren't in on the rise. I'm waiting for Curry and Passan to corroborate that before actually, considering it to be gospel.
Yeah. And when it comes to Martino, I know Martino's to be like the Yankees beat writer in New York, especially for SNY. So Andy Martino, I value his word. Speaking to him at the winter meetings, I told him, Andy, I've been following you for the longest, my guy. So Andy Martino, I've been following him for the longest. I want to say going back to high school. I don't want to date him that much, but no, shout out to Andy Martino. He's been in the industry for a long time. But no, I agree with you. There's only several people that Jeff Passan, verifiable to me. I know a lot of people like to shit on I'm blanking. On Joel Sermon a lot. Joel Sermon is somebody who's been doing it. John Heyman as well. I know a lot of people with the arson judge thing with John Heyman. But listen, they all have a job to do at the end of the day. They all put out articles so people can click on them. It's just the nature of the industry. It's just the business. That's all it is.
Yeah. It really, really is. At the end of the day, it's about money. I had to hopefully they make some adjustments moving forward. And if anybody in here that's subscribed to Uptown Sports, by the way, please hit that sub button.
Yep.
Please let's give Hector some love and Grace some love. They're one of the dynamic duos,
Uptown.
the best dynamic duos out there. So
Great work over there.
Great work, great insights, perspective, a lot of baseball knowledge. So
appreciate you, Jay.
And I'm happy to see Steele's back in the gang and back in the circle with us too.
Yes,
so makes me feel good. Steele's is part of the party too. So appreciate it. Appreciate you guys coming on. And again, gang, make sure you hit the like buttons and please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that yet too. So I don't want you to miss anything. So if you're subscribed to Uptown Sports, get your notifications turned on too. That way you don't miss anything. Because once the news comes out, we get it out promptly, quick, fast.
Yeah, I just want to let you know I'm planning on when it comes to like spring training. I want to let you know and let like the chat know before. I was planning on being down there for like that first week, February 21st, about like February 28th. So when I'm down there, I'll be able to go to like 3 or 4 Yankee games at Georgia and Steinbrenner Field. I will have to hit the road to follow them on the road as well. But Jay, you already know when it comes to that. You and I were going to have that coverage for it, especially with the media access I get through Latino Sports. Guys, make sure you guys go to latinosports.com. We put out great articles every day when it comes to baseball, not just baseball, the NBA, the NFL, all other sports. Again, that's latinosports.com. All right, sorry for the shameless plug.
All good, man. All good, man.
No, Hector's coming for Meredith's job. He's going to take over. He's going to be on the field interviewing everybody.
Yeah.
No. You can find me on the field interviewing people, but I'm not trying to take Meredith's job. She's amazing. She does amazing work.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah, the Yankees. People saying the Yankees are done. The Yankees are not done. They're going to add a bat.
No.
I mean, people saying I understand the Yankees are done with maybe big spending. I get that until they clear money, but they're not done with making moves. They still have to add lefties to the bullpen. They still have to add a bat, and they've said that much themselves. Cashman said we're not done yet. House said the same thing. So. Those guys.
Yeah, Cashman's got a trick up his sleeve. I know he's got one more.
Yeah, they'll probably trade for somebody we're not even thinking about.
Exactly.
Like, what the hell?
We didn't think Devin Williams was coming. Where did that come from?
I did not think that. Fernando Cruz. I didn't think that one. Yeah. He averages 15 strikeouts per 9 innings.
All the Dodger fans out here, they thought they were getting Devin Williams. They said,
Devin Williams thought he was going to the Dodgers himself. Yeah. He didn't think he was getting traded to the Yankees. Exactly. And again. Brian Cashman using our major league depth to go out there and make these trades. Like I said, over the past 4 or 5 years, he traded away like up to 30 pitching prospects to make some moves for Efros, Frankie Montas, whatever it is. Some of them worked, some of them didn't work. But in this offseason so far, the trade with the Cincinnati Reds, Jose Trevino. The trade for Devin Williams with the Milwaukee Brewers has been major league depth. Nothing in the minor league pipeline. So we still have our prospects. We still have our bullets in the chamber. If we have to go out there and make a trade, we can still trade from our strength, and that is our minor league depth.
It's true. And if there's one guy, I'll ask you guys, if there's one guy you would trade some of those top bullets for, who would it be?
On a current team or a prospect?
Yeah, like if any of our top bullets in the farm that we haven't dealt any
trade for a top
who would you
guy like a Brendan Donovan or something like that?
Or whoever out there. Who would you be willing to move one of these top prospects for?
I was going to say, Christian put it in the chat. Like, GC, JC, you guys know, like, the one player that I've been wanting the Yankees for, I know it's never going to happen, but the one player that I've been wanting the Yankees to trade for is Jose Ramirez. I have always been a big Jose Ramirez fan. Jose Ramirez is a Hall of Famer in my eye. Is a guy that came up playing second, third base. He became a Gold Glove at third base. He can hit with runners in scoring position. He is an RBI machine. He may end his career. Jose Ramirez may be a player that we have right now that we're watching that may wind up, if not with 3,000 hits, as close to 3,000 hits as possible. Luis Ariz maybe as well, but when you look at players that are up there in age, Jose Ramirez, it is the closest thing we have to the next 3,000 hitter, in my opinion.
And he's in a steal of a contract with the Guardians, man.
Yeah.
But bargain.
Oh, my God. He could be making $40 million a year, but he's not. He's staying with Cleveland. He's like, and you know what? More kudos to him for that, man. I wish they did more for him. I wish they added more to him. They unloaded, Naylor, and they haven't added back to replace him. So I'm hoping that they give him some love and bring in some guys here for him. You know.
Yeah, for me, I'd give up for someone like that, Jose Ramirez. I give up Spencer Jones, Clark Schmidt, any of our top pitching prospects. Even for Brendan Donovan, I would do the same. Spencer Jones, yeah, he's looked good. He's changed his swing, but our outfield's always, I think outfield, we can always find somebody. I think I'd rather trade him to a National League team. So if it's the Cardinals, yeah, I don't want to see him, like you were saying, on the Astros or, the Mets or Red Sox or something like that, but we have to see them all the time. So,
yeah.
Those are our top guys, I guess, that would get someone with an impact,
Yeah.
I don't know about Dominguez. He's, to me, he hasn't shown me anything yet. I know Grace is probably going to hate me for saying this, but if the right price came and the right guy, if they came at us with Jose Ramirez and they wanted Jason Dominguez, goodbye. Bye, Dominguez.
Grace can't let us right now. Grace.
I can see the Yankees trading I can see the Yankees trading Spencer Jones first before they trade Jason Dominguez, right? I still think when it comes to the Yankees prospect, I think the one person that's like super untouchable is George Lombard Jr. The Yankees love George Lombard Jr. They may love him more than Anthony Volpe, right? The Yankees, they view George Lombard Jr. as either their third baseman or second baseman for the future. They've moved Roger Arias down on their depth chart internally and stuff. The Yankees love George Lombard Jr. They didn't want to include him in a trade last year for Yandy Diaz and Pete Fairbanks. That would have made this team way better at the trade deadline, and that's the player that they did not want to give up, and that's George Lombard Jr. I love Spencer Jones. I saw him at the Yankees minor league complex last year. Hopefully I can see him again. I'm trying to get a one-on-one interview with Spencer Jones. Also, Pinstripe Pride event is at the end of the month. If you guys are in the New York City area, if you guys can, try to make it to the Pinstripe Pride event. It's at the American Dream Mall. You guys can go to hallofamesignings.com. You can find all the information. We're working on it so we could be able to be there covering it through Latino Sports, Uptown Sports TV as well. So just be on the lookout for that. But no, if I had to rank them, I think George Lombard is untouchable. I think the Yankees would trade Spencer Jones before they trade Jason Dominguez. And I think Roger Arias may be one of the first prospects gone if the Yankees make a trade. I think it's Roger Arias. I think if the Yankees are going to trade from the depth, I think Roger Arias is gone.
Yeah, he's blocked by Lombard anyway.
Is he at AA, Lombard?
Lombard is starting in AA this year.
He's starting in AA this year, yeah.
And Roderick Arias, I think, is in low A right now, right? Like 3 years away. Lombard's at least 2 years away.
Yeah, so. Roger Arias was at the minor league complex last year as well, and he has blazing speed. That kid is fast. Like, he put the ball in the gap. A few of us, we were watching to see where it landed. By the time we looked up, he was circling second, going to third. Like, that boy is that fast.
Yeah, and again, we have a surplus of infielders too. So
we need that.
But like, there's only so many infield spots we could play. Volpe's not going anywhere. So
no,
first base is going to be the next position like to open up. And if you can get Spencer Jones at first base, the only way to keep Spencer Jones and Dominguez in the lineup at the same time is if you move Spencer Jones to first base.
No, you put Bellinger at first and you have Spencer Jones play center.
You could do that too, but what I would do, personally, this is just personal. I think, and where do you think Bellinger should play this year? TC Steels. I would ask you that.
Well, seeing what happened last year and seeing Dominguez play left field, I want to put Bellinger in left to start the season. I want to put Dominguez in center to start. I don't want to take any chances. I don't want to put pressure on the kid. He's already had a rough start to his major league career. He comes up, hits well, gets hurt, comes back up, gets sent down. He hasn't had a full season. I want to see a full season of him, and I don't want to see him start off in left and have a couple errors and everyone, get him out of there, get him. I say put him where he's comfortable in center. Yeah, throughout the season, have him work out in left and switch off. But I'm starting him in left field and putting Dominguez in center.
Yeah, and that's why he's get that protection from Bellinger and Judge, elite gloves on either side, right?
Yeah,
and I think it's a valuable developmental tool for him, so he can make his mistakes, make his adjustments, and keep getting better.
I got to dip off because I got to head to that meeting that I was telling you about. But Jason, again, appreciate you, brother. Always love joining you on these conversations, my guy. TC, appreciate you, bro. Always stay safe.
Love you, brother.
Folks to the chat, Tyler Tabbert, Ken, Lou, Hayden. Shout out to everybody. Christian in the chat, Mr. Graham, and Aaron Judge, MVP 29. Appreciate all you guys. Make sure you guys smack that like button, hit that subscribe button. Jason, I'll holler at you, my guy.
Peace, brother. Much love, brother. And to Steele's point too, I understand the logic too with Bellinger at first base, but beyond 26, I mean, I think Spencer Jones is a more logical fit at first base if we're going to keep Dominguez here. Because I think the more logical landing spot for Judge once Stanton leaves is the DH spot. I don't want him to play first base.
Right.
I want to preserve his legs and his body, and DH is the right spot to do that. And you can get Judge in here and Dominguez and Spencer Jones. Like Spencer Jones replacing Giancarlo Stanton's numbers. I don't know if you've seen. I saw footage of Spencer Jones in the cage a couple of days ago.
I did.
Changed his loading phase.
Mm-hmm.
What Judge is now. And he's tearing the cover off the ball. So, and he's getting to that point now. I understand people are concerned with his strikeouts and all that stuff, but Judge had the same problem.
Right.
When he was drafted here, strikeouts, and even in his rookie year when he hit 52, he struck out 200 plus times. He's gotten better. And Spencer Jones is making those same adjustments. And this guy has Judge power with Ellie De La Cruz speed.
Right. He's a 5-tool guy. That's why I look at Spencer Jones. And we need those type players. Dominguez is the same thing. Dominguez brings that 5-tool, arm, fielding, speed, hitting for power, hitting for average. I mean, those are the guys we need. We need some of those, electric, game-changing guys on this team because it's been so – home run or nothing, base to base, just, oh, here we go. 1, 2, 3, ground double play. We need some guys in, we're getting there. Dominguez is going to be in there. Jazz has got some speed. He's in there. Volpe's got some speed. So, we're going in that right direction. So, Spencer Jones. But again, if there's the right deal, if Brendan Donovan's on the table for Spencer Jones, are you doing that?
He's probably the only player I'd move Spencer Jones.
Yeah.
Unless Paul Skeens becomes available.
But
happening. So
Eric Skubal.
Yeah, Skubal. So
yeah,
I mean, those are the only arms I would move him for. But Brendan Donovan is probably. I mean, I would love to try to get him an NFE, baby.
There he is. NFE.
Get him without Spencer Jones.
Come join us.
Come join us, NFE. I would love to. I'll send you the link, dude. I would love to try to get him without Spencer Jones.
Yeah.
In case that's when I would add Arias and even Oswaldo Cabrera, because Oswaldo Cabrera could start now, and then you can transition to Arias. And Oswaldo Cabrera's positional versatility, you can move into a different position when Arias takes over at that position.
Right.
That's a value for Oswaldo Cabrera. So which I think makes him valuable to the Yankees. So I would be sad if he left, but I would understand if you got Brendan Donovan in return.
Yeah.
Because that to me is that's a pretty darn good.
Yeah, he's a impact. He plays many positions. He's a leadoff guy.
Yeah, that's the guy. Like if I'm gonna trade guys like that it's gonna be like a guy like that. Even
he reminds me of a Jeter. A winner. He's going 120% at all times.
He runs the bases like reckless abandon.
He's shooting that helmet off, and he's got the bandana. He's got
Yeah, man, that's the time. He's got that Bryce Harper hustle.
Yes, Bryce Harper. Yeah, there you go.
Harper gets hurt is when he crashes into walls.
Right.
Because he hustles. And I never fault the guy. I'll never fault the guy for hustling like that.
Yeah, we need those guys. Hungry to win,
Yeah, it's like crazy. So I'll wrap it up in a few minutes because I got to get back to work myself. But like CNI, what are you against? Yeah, Padres avoid Arb. The Yankees avoid Arb with E. Frost. They still have 4 other guys. Jazz has yet to be decided. Mark Leiter Jr. And a couple other guys too that the Yankees have not settled yet with Arbs.
You think F. Russ is in their plans in the bullpen this year?
I think he should be.
Leiter?
I think Leiter. I mean, I think he should be too. Like, I don't think I don't think Caneley's going to come back because they got.
No, I'd move on from him.
Yeah,
they got to get some lefties in there. I mean, they got way too many righties. So one of those guys is going to have to, be sent down or I don't know.
Yeah, or get traded for somebody.
Yeah.
You know, I like Ian Hamilton, but I might be okay trading him. Like Mark Leonard.
Yeah, I do. I do like him too, though. I would miss him because we got Williams now, Weaver, Fernando Cruz. We have some 7, 8, 9 guys, but Ian Hamilton, he's been clutch. He's been clutch for us.
Yeah, and he's got some strikeout stuff.
He does. That's Slambio or whatever they call it.
Yeah. Oh, there he is. There he is.
Yeah.
What up,
brother? How you doing?
Good. We got TC Steels. What?
Yeah, that's right.
All right.
Yeah. So I don't know if you heard anything, but there's a report that I talked about earlier that's out now. Doesn't mean a bone, but the Yankees are apparently the only East Coast team now in Roki Sasaki's plans.
Whoa. Yeah, that's
according to the report. I'm waiting
Right,
for corroboration, but I'm waiting for more corroboration on this. But that's significant. I think it's more significant than the Yankees feeling confident. That to me, and again, Hector put out yesterday that Swimmy, I can't pronounce his name, the new Japanese minority owner, he's in on the Roki talks. He wasn't in on the Yamamoto talks.
Oh, interesting.
That's significant.
And this, I think it could be a reason why the Yankees are feeling more confident too. But I'm still taking it with a grain of salt. I mean, he hasn't signed anywhere yet, so we'll see.
Yeah.
The popular opinion is he goes to the Dodgers, right? But with Padres now are in chaos with this litigation that's happening right now, so we don't know what the heck's going on there. So, what is this? Josh Naylor, Diamondbacks settle at $10.9 million. There you go. All right. Today's our ARB settling day.
Yeah.
Efros.
Efros, and who's the other guy that set? Was it Grisham?
Trent Grisham settled for $5 million. Yeah, and someone else settled for 1.8. I don't remember who.
Brubaker,
JP. That's it.
Yeah,
that's another one. Yeah. Do you think he's involved in the bullpen this year?
He could be. He could be long relief too.
Yeah.
Because he's coming back off, I think, Tommy John, right? So,
right.
And he's a starter. So he could be that guy to help bridge the gap. Like, he's the type of guy, and I've said this for years. I don't know if you guys remember, but I think it's good to have 2 long relief guys. Because it serves as a gap from the starters to the bullpen, right?
Right.
If the Yankees somehow got Roki, I would start him at long relief and then transition him to the rotation. And a guy like Brubaker to serve as the other long relief guy, because that's the difference between having to use 3 guys in the game and 8, right? Because Cole gets knocked out in the first inning. Do you really want to go through the entire bullpen?
No.
I'd rather have somebody come in and just throw 4 or 5 innings, and take a beating a little bit or whatever. But that to me is a more valuable use of the rotation. And the question of a 6-man rotation too, I get it. I mean, I get it for Roki's purpose, Sasaki, but it could throw off everybody else in the rotation here already that are on a 5-man rotation. Yeah. So I'm not.
Maybe to start the season. I know that starting the season, they sometimes do that.
Yeah.
But, because the length and the arms, because spring training, they don't get enough work. So I can see that maybe in April. But I don't see anything past that.
And it's just, and again, it throws a lot of guys. And like these guys, like Cole's a creature of habit. Super duper creature of habit.
Yeah.
So I don't want to throw these other guys off. So, and the other piece of news, by the way, and I don't know if you've heard, their Yankees are getting a lot of calls right now on Oswaldo Cabrera.
Yeah, I had seen something about that. I mean, it's got to be worthwhile though. If you're gonna trade a guy like that.
Yeah, I had floated the idea of sending him to the Marlins for somebody like Andrew Nardi. That's a lefty with 4 years of control for the bullpen.
And they could use the lefty arm.
Yeah, and like Steele said too, like I don't want to trade him to an American League team and have him kick the shit out of us for the next 4 years. So I'd rather send him to the other league if that's the case. And then the Yankees could bring in like people are looking at Jorge Polanco or Ha-Seong Kim or these guys. So it gives them an opportunity to do that. What's your take on that? I mean, where would you move Oswaldo to? And who would you try to move him for?
I mean, move him out of the American League, like you guys said. I don't know what team would need him. I mean, the Marlins would be perfect. I mean, they haven't spent any money.
Not a dime.
Yeah, not a dime. So, they'd be a team. What other teams in the National League can use utility?
Pirates.
Pirates are that could be a possibility. Yeah, the Pirates, and then, I mean, shoot, you can.
Yeah, I mean, I understand.
Maybe even the Braves. Yeah,
Diamondbacks are making a lot of moves. Maybe them.
Diamondbacks too. Yeah, I mean, like, I'm not going to talk about Oswaldo like he's a star, but he is a valuable Swiss Army knife for the Yankees.
Yeah.
And again,
he's our only guy on the bench, really.
Well, he's the most back up multiple positions. You get rid of who becomes the new Oswaldo Cabrera? I don't know.
Peraza? I don't know.
I have no idea. And that's the other thing I think to think about. Enrique Hernandez Kike Hernandez is a free agent right now, Siciliano. But we talked about him a little bit earlier. I'd like him too.
Yeah.
He tends to be partial to California, and I get it. But if he came here, I wouldn't complain. I would not complain at all. So, I heard this too, Eddie. Are we in favor of bringing in Wandy Peralta with Arias? So if you haven't heard, we're hearing reports from Fines in now. The Yankees are not pursuing Arias now.
I understand.
I don't know, but again,
didn't you have a stat? Was that who Jonathan put that up that the Padres agreed with Arias on something, arbitration or something?
He agreed arbitration today.
Okay.
$1 million. So he's locked in now. So we know how much he's going to cost. So $14 million.
It still doesn't rule him out, though.
Exactly. It doesn't rule him out.
Yeah, it's a possibility.
Well, the same thing happened last year with this Soto trade talks, right? Oh, it's not happening. And all of a sudden they added Michael King and he was traded. So it's just the way that it is with this type of stuff, unfortunately. So, I mean, I don't know about this one either. Like, you add another prospect. Brendan Donovan's close to an extension now with the Cardinals as of this morning. So I don't
I think he's untouchable.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything to get him now. So
I actually have mentioned that Donovan could sign an extension. Like, don't be surprised if the Cardinals extend him.
Yeah, they were close to an extension this morning.
Yeah, they'd be crazy if they didn't, man. That's their star player right there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know if it tells you guys. I mean, do you agree with this? But it makes me think that they're more confident or they're close to trading Arenado if they're going to extend Donovan.
Oh, definitely. But as I keep saying about Arenado, his market is limited, and St. Louis is going to have to do they're going to have to do something better as far as eating up his contract, because he's trying to get out of his contract. St. Louis is trying to get out of his contract. He wants to get traded. So, St. Louis is going to have to eat most of it. You can't negotiate too much with other teams. You could negotiate, but you can't tell teams, well, you need to take on his contract. Like, no, we're not going to.
Yeah.
So, and his market is limited at the same time. So he's not going to, he has the no trade clause. So, they wanted to trade him to Houston. He said no. So,
No.
So St. Louis, they got to play it right,
Yeah. I mean, and again, would you move Schmidt if Roki came here?
It would make sense because he has value.
Before Stroman or Stroman as well?
Stroman as well.
Stroman as well, yeah. Because Stroman's going to get traded. I mean, that's inevitable.
Yeah.
But Roki, we know he's got good stuff, but how does he adjust right to the Yankees? I'm not saying he would be bad. But
this is true too, and it's to Graham's point. This is a good point. Arenado could be a leverage point to get Boris to lower the price on Bregman. It could be, or the Yankees might be waiting for the price to just drop on Arenado. At some point, they're going to have to drop it.
Mm-hmm.
They're desperate to unload him. So if they get him, would you guys be upset with that? Or would you guys be okay with that?
If the Yankees got Arenado?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I wouldn't be like super upset, but it wouldn't be, you know, my first choice. But defensively, great. You know, he kind of fits in with the rest of them. The home runs or nothing. Basically, his average has been coming down, but actually, he didn't have that bad of a year last year. So I mean, I wouldn't mind. I don't know what we're giving up for him. I hope we're not giving up, you know, top guys for him, but. Yeah. If we gave up a Stroman or you know, Peraza or someone like that, yeah, I'm not giving up no Spencer Jones or you know, even a Schmidt for him. I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, and by the way, I saw some footage of Arenado in the cage recently, like some live footage, and his bat speed is identical to Aaron Judge's.
Oh,
so there's that. But you got to throw live pitching in front of that now.
Yeah,
maybe it's different, but. So his timing is not his speed. His bat speed is not going down, which is a good, at least an encouraging sign. And I agree with you. I mean, he has an elite glove, like beyond elite glove. So
yeah, that solves your problem at third and Jazz at second.
I mean, you'd have a super duper elite. Jazz is a plus defender at second. You'd have the elite amongst the elite defensive infield.
Yeah, it wouldn't be the worst situation, but I think it's Roki's signing that's holding everything up right now.
Yeah, you know, would you be okay with Roki and Arenado?
I would. Oh yeah.
NFE?
I'd be down. Arenado for the right deal, yes, and he was solidified that infield. I mean, you have that infield with.
What would you guys give up for Arenado? Peraza?
I don't know what the Cardinals want, but
yeah.
Again, if we got Roki, then yeah, Schmidt's on the table. I'll let them have Schmidt. If they want Stroman, I'd Chase Hampton, Peraza,
Will Warren.
Yeah, Warren definitely. Maybe a Clayton Beater. I don't know. Maybe I'd throw him in if they want it. You know, maybe. We got an excess of amount of right-handed relievers. I mean,
we do
a lot.
And I know the Yankees are high on Beater, so I wonder if then they're considering him for that last righty spot, if there is a last righty spot, or whether they're just going to go, let's just say Chafin and Tim Hill, or shock the world and get Tanner Scott.
Yeah, they'd have to go over their $301 million.
Yes, they would. So, and again. If they found a team take Stroman's entire contract, like the Marlins, let's just say, then it makes it easier to sign Tanner Scott without going over 301. It's basically swapping contracts. So that's the only scenario I could see Tanner Scott. But
yeah, that'd be a super bullpen
monster in the bullpen.
The game would be over in the fifth.
Yeah, Scott Weaver, Devin Williams. My God. Like
I was gonna say, check out Graham's comment over here about what Nightingale is saying.
Yeah, we've heard that.
Yeah, we have.
That could also be employed to get teams to increase the lines.
But NFE, what do you think about the other Kim, Haesung Kim? Why wouldn't we just pick him up? He's free agent. What do you think about him at second or third?
I wouldn't complain. It's just the thing with Kim is that he's not going to start the season on time.
Would he have the shoulder injury or something?
Yeah, it's like a shoulder. Yeah. I like him. I mean, the guy could play good defense, but his the one big concern for me about him is his injuries.
And this is where a guy like Oswaldo Cabrera becomes so much valuable, right?
Yeah.
So that because he can protect the team while they wait for Haesung Kim to get back from their injury. So that's why it's hard to move Oswaldo Cabrera. The Yankees, and I think Cashman would probably not move him unless they got a pretty darn good piece in return. So
right,
because that would be a tough. We haven't had a guy like that had that versatility in a while. It's kind of like our version of Ben Zobrist.
Yeah. And we have no need to trade him. He's not he's not one of the top guys that we need to trade. We need to get Stroman out of here first. Grisham would probably be the second guy. But no, Cabrera, I mean, yeah, we can hear offers, but You better blow our socks off, or we're just hanging up that phone.
Yeah, exactly. Talbot's putting here Arenado, King, and Cash, Stroman, Warren, Peraza, and Pereira. I wonder if the Cardinals would take Stroman.
Arenado King.
Who's King?
Is he a reliever, King? Talbot? Is he one of the relievers? Let me see here. Cardinals.
Yeah, if they want those guys, yeah, take them.
What about you? Are you okay with that?
Sign me up.
Let's see. I'm looking for the bullpen.
John King, lefty bullpen arm, he says.
Oh, okay.
John King. Let's pull up his stats here.
So are we taking all his contract, though? We taking Arenado's full, 28? What is this? 23 million? What is he making?
I think he's making like 27 million.
27, yeah.
Something like that. John King's a lefty reliever. 285, or he's a pretty good lefty reliever. Not a strikeout guy, but we don't really need strikeout guys like from the lefty side. Now let me pull up his
We
contract.
just need a lefty that can get left-handed hitters out. That's all we need.
Exactly. Exactly.
Tim Hill was doing very well last year. I don't know why they're waiting there, for him. I think they should have signed him back.
Yeah. John King is just starting his ARB now. He's got 3 years.
Oh, wow.
So he's got 3 years of cheap arbitration control. So it's a nice piece, John King.
Okay.
I'll tell you. I mean, that's an interesting one, Talbot. And Arenado's contract, yeah. I mean, it depends on if you get Stroman back, because then if we're going to take Arenado's contract, then they're going to have to take the option for Stroman in return without anybody eating money.
Yeah, we would be over the 300.
Yeah. So that I mean, then they would probably still try to move Grisham in a separate trade for a draft pick or something like that, or international money or something or whatever.
Yeah.
Which I'd be fine with. Tatis, I doubt it's going to happen, Angel.
No.
I would not trade. No way. Yeah, I wouldn't do it, Angel. I don't know if you guys would do it, but
No.
I'm gonna pass on Tatis. I like Volpe here.
Yeah.
Good, it costs pennies on a dollar compared to Tatis. So,
I still think Cashman has something a trick up his sleeve, though. I think he's got another guy that we're not even nobody's talking about.
Do you think do you think it's for a reliever or a bat?
I think it's for our infield. Relievers, I don't know. I don't really think Tanner Scott would be great. I don't really think we need a big time arm in the bullpen. Where I think we're okay. Blake can maneuver some of these guys around and work with them. So I think it's more of an impact for the offense. Second base or third.
Luck settle with the Reds. Okay. 3.3, and that's pretty good. It's pretty good.
I wouldn't mind him getting traded over to him.
Yeah. I mean, Lux would be an interesting one. I'd still not rule out Arias just yet. I wouldn't rule him out.
Mm-hmm.
Anything can happen. We can wake up tomorrow and Grant Cashman trade. Well, we know. But that's what we got, gang. And again, if anybody in here is not subscribed to my man Strike Zone, okay, Strike Zone NFE, please do that right now. We want to support our guy. I want to support our family here. Strike Zone, Uptown Sports, great family here, and TCC is a very valuable member of all of our groups. So,
I got to take off, guys.
Up to brother.
Yeah. All right. Good to see you guys. NFE, Jason,
brother.
Yeah, good to see you, bro.
Later, man. But that's what we got. Garrett Crochet, 3.3. Like, that's good. Red Sox.
That is good. Fantastic.
Same thing here. I'm gonna wait for Jack Curry or Passon to confirm if Luis Arias is off the table for the Yankees. Until then, I'm not waiting. I'm not really buying it as gospel just yet. So I mean, people keep saying Jeff McNeil from the Mets. I don't know about Jeff McNeil. I don't know if he's a fit here. I'm not sure. Zach Gallen, $13.5 million. This is why I think Jordan Montgomery is going to stay now with the Diamondbacks. Now that they've added Corbin Burns, June, Aaron Judge, June's birthday's in June, brother. Montgomery, I think, will be better this year with the Diamondbacks with Corbin Burns there. Yeah, waiting for Curry. Well, I don't think. Yeah, we'll see if Curry is going to be the one to report Roki Sasaki. I don't know who the hell is going to report it. Maybe Curry. Do you feel better about Roki's chances now for the Yankees?
You know what? As of right now, I do. I mean, especially the fact that San Diego is having some issues. I mean, if I'm Roki Sasaki, I'm saying to myself, I don't want to be involved in that cluster of an organization.
Yeah.
I mean, well, you know, I mentioned this I think in our group chat, man. It's like all these teams, like the Padres, the Cardinals, the Mariners, they're strapped for cash and they want to trade some of their players that's expensive. And the Yankees are not in that type of a situation. So, it seems like Cashman's doing something right that these other GMs are not. So
True. It is true.
And yeah, Victor Perez is saying, I'll take McNeil if the Mets take DJ off our hands. I mean,
I don't think the Mets would, but I like the idea.
DJ is also a 5'10" guy too.
Yeah, and and Steele's made a good point too. He could be a defensive replacement later on. Like if they had Arias and you were worried about his defense, then you could put DJ in the late innings to give a little bit more defensive replacement for Arias, and still have 4 at-bats on Arias. Like you could do that if he stays. So, 19th is the birthday. So June 19th is the same same birthday as Lou Gehrig. We share a birthday.
There you go.
So, MLB reported 25 million for who? SDC. 25 million. Who are you referring to, buddy? Arbitration. Who's making 25 million? We got the Angels. Okay, we got the Angels on June 19th. I'll tell you, that's okay. Padres out of California. Yeah, the Padres brothers want to move the Padres out of California. The wife wants to keep them there. Wants to move them out of San Diego. So that's where they're in litigation right now. So this is where it's a little bit of a crazy situation. The Padres. Maybe Roki Sasaki doesn't want any part of that. So I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. So we'll just wait and see. But that's what we got for you again. That's the latest on Oswaldo Cabrera. That's the latest on Roki Sasaki. So the Roki Sasaki stuff it's like we're getting one more tooth every day, right? And a little bit more meat on the bone every day. So how long is the team? Roki Sasaki a team gets him for 6 years. So you get 3 years of pre-arb and 3 years of arb. All these numbers that are being posted in the comments of these players settling, that's arbitration numbers. So the pre-arb, there's no settlement in pre-arb. The number's the number. It's like 700 and something K, something like that. So, and then arbitration is when it can kind of go up a little bit. But he would get him for 6 years on the cheap here, pretty much. So and that shows. I mean, I think to his credit, it shows that he's not out for the money. Otherwise, he would wait until he was at 25 and get a $300 million deal.
Mm-hmm.
Just wants to be great. So, and I give him credit for that. So, you can trade Marcus Stroman for Arias. Yeah, that's what was being talked about. Somebody floated that yesterday, Brandon. The Padres are now interested in Marcus Stroman, and it just makes sense for them to swap back and forth. But I think the Padres would have to add a reliever to Arias to make the salaries kind of line up, because apparently we're hearing that they're looking to lower payroll. So, and the only way they can do that is by sending another contract back with Arias in exchange for a Stroman. So, but we'll stay tuned, gang. We'll keep you updated. If you subscribe to the Strike Zone, make sure your notifications are turned on too. That way, when stuff comes out, you'll get it. Okay, we appreciate all you. And again, anybody that's in California, please stay safe with the fires, okay? Please be careful. Protect your loved ones at 4 Train Express. We're wrapping up, brother. What is good? NASA?
Oh, what up, man?
What up, baby? And Jonathan, thank you for your valuable contributions too. I'm gonna have you on here too, one of these live streams as well, dude. What a deal! Yeah, a team. Whoever gets Roki Sasaki is gonna get him on a steal. That's just the way. That's just the way that it is. So, but also, if for some reason he goes somewhere and it's not a fit, he's also very tradable, and a team can probably get a haul for him if he pitches well. So that's something to think about as well when you're on the cheap. People like to trade. Like we talk about Brendan Dunham, he's got controllable years. We talk about all these other guys, controllable years, like Andrew Nardi, controllable years. That's exactly what Roki Sasaki would have. Lots of controllable years. And if he's pitching like a stud, like Paul Skeens, he's got 5 controllable years left. Everybody wants Paul Skeens. But he's not available because of the controllable years. So, but it is what it is. If he comes available, I mean, Cashman better pick up the freaking phone. So, but that's what we got right now. There's nothing new on Arise right now, Mazza. Well, Martino's reporting, Andy Martino's reporting that the Padres are now not shopping him, or the Yankees, they're not interested in him now. But that could be smokescreen too. Curry didn't put it out. Passan didn't put it out. Rosenthal didn't put it out. So, Padres have signed a pitcher. Yes, they did, Graham. And they're also in on Alex Verdugo as well. And Massey is on the Royals. Yeah, not the Reds. Spencer Steer is in the Reds. Spencer Steer. So that's what we got. And again, we'll see what happens. The Yankees are going to get a bat one way or the other. So, do you agree with that, NFE? Do you think they're going to get a bat?
Oh, absolutely. They have to. They have to. I mean, the internal options. I'm not for it. You know what I mean? So they got to get another bat.
They can't platoon Oswaldo and DJ or Peraza. They just can't do it.
No way. No.
Can't do it. Unfortunately, I would rather Caleb Ferguson. That's the guy that signed. Yes, I would rather Oswaldo be the utility guy here. But if they can get a valuable arm in the bullpen for him, I would consider moving him, like a Nardi or something like that. To me, but only a guy like Nardi with 4 controllable years. Otherwise, I would keep Oswaldo. So, Cease, I don't know, Dylan Cease. There's no room in the rotation for Dylan Cease now. That's the other thing. Especially if they get Roki Sasaki, there's no room for Cease. So, but if Cease gets moved, maybe he gets moved to Houston. Maybe he gets moved to Chicago. The Cubs. I don't know. We'll see. So, but that's I mean, by the way, Maz, I don't know if you heard. There was a report. Two reports. One, the Yankees are drawing a lot of trade calls for Oswaldo Cabrera, and there's news on Roki Sasaki that apparently, according to this report, but I'm waiting for corroboration, the Yankees are the only East Coast team now that his sights are on. So it's the Yankees and whoever's on the West Coast. That's the latest report, but let's see if we get corroboration on it.
Mm-hmm.
Gang, thank you so much for joining us. Have a great rest of your day. If any news comes out, make sure you subscribe, again, to Strike Zone and 4 Train Express as well. Okay. Randy Rosarena and the Mariners have set on. See, Jonathan putting out the intel as he comes in here. Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that. Yeah, Rosarena. That's a good one for them. They need a bat still. Mariners need a bat. So, but peace and love to all these, gang. Have a great day. If anything comes out, we'll get it to you. Jack Curry's on tonight with the Hot Stove at 7 p.m. We'll see what he says. Talk to you next time. Let's see.